Freshman year of college was a whirlwind of new experiences and faces. Amid the chaos of orientation week, I first laid eyes on her. She stood out from the crowd with her vibrant personality and infectious laughter. It wasn't long before our paths crossed, and a friendship blossomed into something more. "Hey, mind if I sit here?" I asked, gesturing to the empty seat beside her in the lecture hall. She flashed me a bright smile, her eyes sparkling with warmth. "Of course not. I'm Olivia," she replied, extending her hand. "I'm Owen," I said, shaking her hand. "Nice to meet you, Olivia." From that moment on, we were inseparable. We spent hours chatting between classes, discovering shared interests and laughing at each other's jokes. As the weeks turned into months, our bond deepened, and I found myself falling for her in a way I never thought possible. One chilly evening, as we strolled through campus beneath a blanket of stars, I gathered the courage to confess my feelings. "Olivia, there's something I need to tell you," I began, my heart pounding in my chest. She stopped walking, turning to face me with a curious expression. "What is it, Owen?" "I think I'm falling for you," I admitted, my cheeks flushing with embarrassment. A soft smile tugged at the corners of her lips, and she reached out to gently squeeze my hand. "I think I'm falling for you too," she confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. In that moment, everything felt right. We stood there, lost in each other's gaze, knowing that our lives would never be the same. From that day forward, our relationship blossomed into something beautiful. We navigated the ups and downs of college life together, supporting each other through thick and thin. And as graduation approached, I knew that our love was built to last. As graduation loomed on the horizon, so did the daunting prospect of our future. I had my heart set on pursuing a career in game design, but achieving that dream meant making sacrifices. Olivia, always by my side, was faced with a choice: to embark on this journey with me or to watch from the sidelines. Canada. Olivia's eyes widened with surprise as I presented my plan to her one evening in our cramped college dorm room. "Yeah, I've been researching programs, and there's one in Canada that's exactly what I'm looking for," I explained, excitement bubbling within me. Olivia bit her lip, deep in thought. "But what about us? What about our plans?" I took her hands in mine, gazing into her eyes with determination. "We can make this work, Olivia. We've always been a team, and I know we can overcome any obstacle together." And so, our journey to Canada began. We packed our bags, said tearful goodbyes to friends and family, and boarded a plane bound for a new chapter in our lives. The decision to marry wasn't one we took lightly, but it was a necessary step to fulfill our dreams. In the eyes of the law, we became husband and wife, but in our hearts, we were still the same two college kids madly in love. The early days in Canada were filled with excitement and anticipation. We explored our new surroundings hand in hand, marveling at the beauty of our adopted home. But beneath the surface, there was an undercurrent of uncertainty. "Are you sure about this, Owen?" Olivia asked one evening as we sat on the balcony of our tiny apartment, sipping hot cocoa. I wrapped an arm around her shoulders, pulling her close. "Absolutely. This is our chance to chase our dreams, Olivia. I couldn't do it without you." And so we forged ahead, determined to make our dreams a reality. But little did we know, the road ahead would be fraught with challenges that would test the strength of our love like never before. Our move to Canada marked the beginning of a new chapter in our lives, one filled with promise and opportunity. But as I delved deeper into my studies, the demands of my rigorous program began to take a toll on our relationship. "I miss you, Owen," Olivia confessed one evening, her voice tinged with sadness as we sat across from each other at the dinner table. "I know, Olivia. I miss you too," I replied, my heart heavy with guilt. "But I have to focus on my studies if I want to succeed in this program." And so I threw myself into my work, spending long hours in the studio perfecting my craft. But with each passing day, I could feel the distance between us growing. Our once vibrant relationship began to fray at the edges, strained by the weight of my ambition. Olivia tried to be understanding, but I could see the hurt in her eyes every time I chose my studies over spending time with her. "I feel like we're drifting apart, Owen," Olivia admitted one night, tears glistening in her eyes as we lay in bed. "I know, Olivia. I'm sorry," I whispered, wrapping my arms around her in a futile attempt to comfort her. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't shake the feeling of guilt that gnawed at me from the inside. I was torn between my passion for game design and my love for Olivia, and it seemed like there was no middle ground. As the months passed, our relationship became strained to the breaking point. We argued more frequently, our once effortless communication now tainted by resentment and frustration. "I don't know if we can keep going like this, Owen," Olivia confessed one evening, her voice trembling with emotion. "I don't want to lose you, Olivia. But I don't know how to fix this," I admitted, feeling utterly helpless. And so we found ourselves at a crossroads, unsure of where to turn next. Little did we know, the worst was yet to come, and the true test of our love was just beginning. The discovery of her infidelity was like a punch to the gut, leaving me reeling in disbelief and despair. It was a typical evening, or so I thought, until I stumbled upon a text message on her computer screen that shattered my world. "I thought you said you were going out with your friends tonight," I remarked, trying to keep my voice steady despite the turmoil churning within me. Olivia's eyes widened in panic as she scrambled to come up with a response. "Oh, plans changed last minute. I decided to stay in," she stammered, avoiding my gaze. Something didn't add up, and my gut instinct told me to investigate further. With trembling hands, I clicked on the message and felt my heart plummet as I read the contents. "It's from her boss," I realized with a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach. "What's wrong, Owen?" Olivia asked, her voice tinged with fear as she saw the color drain from my face. "I think you need to explain this," I said, my voice barely above a whisper, as I showed her the incriminating message. Tears welled up in Olivia's eyes as she looked at me, her expression filled with guilt and shame. "I can explain," she began, her voice breaking with emotion. But her words fell on deaf ears as the weight of her betrayal crashed down on me like a tidal wave. How could she do this to me? To us? The woman I loved, the woman I trusted with my heart, had been lying to me all along. "I can't do this anymore, Olivia," I whispered, my voice choked with tears as I turned away from her, unable to bear the sight of her any longer. And so, our once promising future lay shattered at our feet, the trust we had built over nearly a decade crumbling to dust. Despite her tearful apologies and promises to change, I knew deep down that our relationship would never be the same again. The aftermath of Olivia's betrayal left me numb, my heart shattered into a million pieces. But as the dust began to settle, I knew that I couldn't let her actions define me. I had to find the strength to pick up the pieces of my life and move forward, no matter how difficult it seemed. "I can't do this anymore, Olivia," I said, my voice trembling with emotion as I looked into her tear-filled eyes. "We need to end this." Olivia nodded, her own tears mirroring my pain. "I understand," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the weight of our shared grief. And so we parted ways, each of us seeking solace in our own way. For me, that meant immersing myself in work, throwing myself into my passion for game design with a newfound intensity. But despite my best efforts to bury myself in my work, the pain of Olivia's betrayal lingered like a shadow, a constant reminder of what could have been. Months passed, and with each passing day, I found myself slowly but surely beginning to heal. The wounds Olivia had inflicted upon me were deep, but I refused to let them define me. "I can't believe it's been 7 months already," I mused one evening, sipping a cup of tea as I reflected on the passage of time. Olivia nodded, a sad smile tugging at the corners of her lips. "It feels like a lifetime ago," she admitted, her eyes filled with regret. But despite the pain of our shared past, there was a sense of closure between us. a mutual understanding that our relationship had run its course. I hope you find the happiness you're looking for, Olivia, I said, reaching out to squeeze her hand in a gesture of solidarity. Thank you, Owen, she replied, returning the gesture with a grateful smile. And I hope you find it too. As we said our final goodbyes, I felt a sense of peace wash over me, a newfound clarity that had eluded me for so long. With Olivia's departure, I was free to forge a new path for myself, one filled with hope, promise, and the possibility of a brighter tomorrow. Thank you for listening to the story to the end, and if you like it, please support us with a like as well as subscribe to our channel. Write in the comments what you